Yo, what is up, guys? I'm going to be going over the runes that Talon can run. I did previously make a video on the mythic items, which will come in handy if you want to watch that first. Or you can just watch this first as well, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so if you want to watch that, you can go ahead and watch that. But let's go ahead and start. I'm going to try to keep it nice and concise. So I'm not going to read everything that you see on the screen, but I will summarize it for you guys. And you can pause if you want to read it. But you want to apply 3 stacks to proc this rune page. Or rune, I guess. You can do this by using your basic attacks, abilities, item effects, and it gives you movement speed, crazy amount. If you're melee, it gives you more, and also you want to take a note that it gives you slow resist for 3 seconds at 75%, which is crazy, and there is a cooldown. Okay, so take note of that. So let's go ahead and start. Oops. All right, so in and out, right? So this whole rune page or rune relies on speed. It gives you speed. That's all it does. So what that does is it helps you play against mages, right? So here's an example. You're trading against a Syndra, you use your WQ combo, you get movement speed, and you can basically run out, right? But without it, usually what happens is you do a trade, you jump on her, and then you have to walk away slowly, and she ends up like auto attacking you a couple times, throwing her Qs, right? So it's really good against mages, okay? Better late game than Electrocute. So what I mean by this is late game, most of the time, you're going to have items, you're going to have damage, you're going to be able to one-shot the ADC, but then you're going to go in and then die, and that's it, right? But then, let's just say you have movement speed. You're able to go in, get your kill, run out, and then come back in with your abilities back up, right? So that's what I mean by that. The movement speed is invaluable. Pretty nice. You can also, just another tip, you can actually proc your phase rush and then run to the target you actually want to assassinate. So that's that. But you can get, you can get creative with this. Anyway, and then pairs well with Dustblade. You can run Dustblade and even Ghost with this rune page, as you can see at the bottom. What I mean by this is, you can reposition. Dustblade relies on you getting resets, so it just works hand in hand, right? Anyway, so let's go to the cons. There is cooldowns, by the way, which I did not mention here, but we did see in the previous slide that there is a cooldown, so you can't just free attack every second. So anyway, it doesn't provide damage, right? So that's the main problem with this rune. You're going this, it's not going to give you damage, okay? I mean, you're going to be able to get some extra auto attacks because, you can chase them and run them down. But it doesn't give you extra damage, okay? So you want to take note of that. Free attacks to proc it. It's quite actually easy once you get used to it. But I did want to mention that, it's not just like, you auto attack and then you have the rune kind of thing. But most runes already rely on you using free attacks, just like Electrocute, okay? So that's that. I do want to mention just one more thing I just remembered, is that, with the Syndra analogy, what you can do is you can, let's just say she is low and you do proc your phase rush, you can run her down. So if you're under your turret, you can just chase her down the lane, which is really nice. Okay, Electrocute, you guys probably already know this. It just gives you damage. You have to proc it with using 3 different things. So basic attacks, abilities. Whoops. And there's a cooldown on it again. And it does some, percentage damage. When you proc it. Okay, so there isn't much to say on this one. You guys probably already know this. It's the oldest rune out there when it comes to assassins. Gives you the extra damage early on. Kill threat is higher when running Electrocute, okay? So, if you have Electrocute, you're going to have a bit more damage. I run this when I'm against, a Kassadin, right? Because against Kassadin, you want to, shut him down, okay? And what Electrocute does is it gives you that extra damage that you can just, otherwise you wouldn't be able to. You can kill him. So damage. All right, it has a cooldown. So you do want to trade when it's up. Otherwise, you basically don't have a rune. Which is, obvious. Okay, Conqueror, right? So this is kind of where it gets interesting. Conqueror with Talon, sounds weird, but you can play him a bit more like Bruiser-like. So, basically, you can stack it up to 12 times. It's better if you read this, but if you already know what it is, yeah, you can stack it up to 12 times, and you gain damage, 80 each time. And then once you stack it to full, so when it's 12, you can actually start healing up. But it's quite rare where you actually stack it up fully to 12 and start healing from it. unless you're on a team fight. Okay. You're against like a long fight bruiser champ. So that's that. Okay. So so we have a bunch of pros and cons. So I'll try and make it quick. So sustain fights. So you would go this rune if you're playing against a bunch of tanks and bruisers, right? I love it against Silas because even though he isn't really a tank, right? What this champion is though is relies on healing and long fights. Okay, so what happens with Talon is you will do your full combo, right? And then Silas ends up just holding his W, and then he presses it, and then he's full HP. And guess what? You're low. You already used all your items, and then abilities, and then you're screwed. But this allows you to like keep auto attacking, and it does a lot of damage. Still, you can just auto Q auto. So yeah, that's actually in the next tip. You want to be able to auto Q auto. You want to get in your as many auto attacks as possible, W's, etc. to stack it up. Okay, you don't want to just like WQ auto and then run out. You actually want to play the lane a bit like like a longer fights. So combo when you have full Conqueror stacks, makes sense, right? You want to stack it up and then do your full combo when you have it stacked up. So it allows you to go tankier setup and still do damage, right? So it gives you damage as you stack it up. So if you go tank, you won't die. So it gives you longer time to stack it up. The items you can go is like Death Dance, Gore Drinker, more, right? Most people go Gore Drinker with Conqueror. You heal up, etc. And it's low key strong early game, right? So what I mean by this is most people, you go with this, you're like, oh, I can do some team fighting with this, once it's stacked up. But it's actually not too bad early game. It's actually really good. It's really strong. You can stack it up and you do a lot of damage. You can just right click auto stack and you just kill them. So you can go for cheese. But yeah, so not as assassin like playstyle. So that's obviously a con. You're playing Talon, right? You probably don't want to just sit there and auto attack. Let's be honest. You want to go in, assassinate, jump out, right? So that's that. You don't get movement speed. You're forced to auto attack. You're basically it's kind of similar to the first thing. It's basically you're forced to sit down, and just auto. You don't get movement speed. You don't get bonus damage immediately, like Electrocute, and you're just auto attacking, right? To utilize the rune. Okay, next thing. Use combo when Conqueror is stacked up for good usage. So even though that's the pro, at the same time it's a con, right? You can't just WQ auto. You have to, if you want to utilize it well, you want to do damage with this rune, you want to stack it up, right? And it's gonna take, Okay. Anyway, next rune. First strike. So this is actually kind of new. It's a new rune, right? And what you want to know is you have to hit the target first. So if you read this part here, first strike will be placed on full cooldown after being struck by an enemy champion before you strike them. So in essence, you have to be the one who opens up, and you get gold and damage. You get bonus golden damage if you do that. So it does give you damage. It does give you gold. Yo, what's up, guys? I just had to cut the clip real quick, but I'm back. So first strike, right? The pros and cons. Let's go ahead and finish it off. This is the last one. So if you're here, and I'll try to make it quick. So true damage, right? It gives you true damage. It gives you gold. Late game scaling, right? So it gives you damage, which is great. That's what you want. Gold, that's even better. More gold equals more items, right? And if you get more items, guess what? You're going to do more damage, right? More long swords, more damage. So cons. So there is a cooldown. Either if you get hit first, which is really annoying, right? Because like if you're against a mage where they have range and you don't, they're gonna most likely proc it before you do. So that is a negative. That is a con. And or you just proc it yourself and you have to wait before you can use it again. Okay. And the next thing is the most of the games they are decided within 10 to 15 minutes, right, into the game. So yes, you can scale and it does work well. But if you're playing Talon, right, it's all about you doing your early roams. You basically decide the game within the first 10 to 15 minutes. However, right, because it's League, it's solo queue, like most of the time, even if like you are behind or you're or even if you're ahead, right, there's times where you literally lose the game. Okay, like you can still lose it solo queue. But with this, it's so consistent. I've had like 9 to 10 CS per minute games, and usually I don't have that rate with Talon. I try to average 7 CS, 6.8, 7 CS. But with this rune, it allows me to go at 8, 9, 10 CS even with Talon, right? Because Talon usually doesn't just sit and farm. But with this rune, it helps you get gold, finish your items faster, and I just farm a bit more, play a bit more safer, and just scale. And then here, just lastly, real quick, here's a tip. You can run TP with this setup, which is what I've done. And you can literally scale. It's pretty easy. You don't do anything. You can literally, if there's some free kills, right? You only want to go for the free kills. You go get some free kills. Otherwise, you don't want to like go and die, right? You want to just farm up, get your items way before everyone else. I've noticed I have like my third item, and then they're still sitting on their second, right? I've literally finished my third, and it's like, I don't know, 20 minutes into the game, 22 minutes into the game. I've already finished my third. It's crazy. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys next time.